Aquarius, welcome back to Crystal's Tarot. This is going to be your reading for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus sign for October of 2020. If you're interested in knowing the decks used in today's reading or you want to reach out to me for a personal reading, you can find all that information in the description box below, along with some details about me. We're going to go ahead and get started today with cleaning out our energy. If you want to go ahead and get comfortable and take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale as it feels comfortable to you. So if you're new to my channel, I do wait for the cards to jump out. If this reading resonates with you or you like my energy, please feel free to subscribe, like, and share if you have not already done so. I wanted to remind you to never give your power away. This reading is intended to assist you on your path to your greatest and highest good. Only take the messages that resonate and leave the rest. You might be currently seeking truth or wanting to provide a truth or thinking about a truth that you've received or want to share. Aquarius for October 2020. Aquarius for October 2020. Aquarius, October 2020. Okay, we're going to have one more shuffle and then we're going to go ahead and get started pulling our cards. One more, sorry. Okay. So Aquarius, October 2020. Aquarius, October 2020. Okay. Sorry, I like to check the energies and make sure whether or not they're right side up or not. Okay. Aquarius. Thank you, Spirit. Aquarius, October. Hold on. Okay. And the bottom of the deck, you have the Strength card. So this speaks about, it's an internal strength. It's something that you're trying to either use your inner strength to overcome a situation or grow your internal strength. But we're going to go ahead and pull a clarifier so we can get more into the message. And again, I do pull these cards. I wait for them to jump. So if you're pressed for time, please feel free to fast forward. Okay. Aquarius, October 2020. Spirit's funny sometimes. Okay. The bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. I checked to make sure that whether the whole deck is in that way, but I usually make sure that my cards are right side up. So I find that interesting. Let's see if the energy stays. Yep, it's going to stay in the reverse. So what this speaks about is you're trying to have strength about an action that you're thinking about taking, that you're passionate about, and you're probably trying to gain the internal strength on completing that, on putting that into action. And I do want to mention to you guys, just because I'm kind of noticing it as I'm recording, I am in the process of having my tattoo removed. You've probably seen it in other videos. So if it's difficult to look at, I'll try to keep it out of view as much as possible, but I'm not very mindful of it. So I'm going to apologize in advance. We're going to go ahead and get started with your reading. In your current energy, you have the High Priestess with the World in the reverse. So what this speaks about is you're trying to use your intuition regarding a change, how to bring forward a change that you're not really understanding how to move that forward yet. And that might be how your Strength card in the Queen of Wands comes in. The Queen of Wands in the reverse speaks about thoughts of passion, but you're not sure how to process those. You're not sure how to put those thoughts into action. And with the Strength here, you're trying to build that energy, trying to use your intuition on how to manifest the things that you're thinking about, the things that you're contemplating, what needs to change in your life, but you're not seeing the changes yet. You're at the precipice of trying to get to that point of where you're able to use your internal strength and your internal guidance to make those decisions that you're passionate about, that will allow you to feel like your world is in a better and comfortable place. The energy that's crossing that is the Knight of Cups, clarified with the Knight of Wands. So what this speaks about is, again, not being able to have that movement of love and passion. It's something that you think about quite often very strongly, but you're not sure how to put it into action yet. So you're trying to come up with a plan or a strategy on how to move that along. In your underlying energy, the things that I kind of see this as like what's deep within your soul. What is the energy? It's not what you're constantly thinking about. It's something that you want to do. Sometimes it's something you're thinking about. Sometimes it's something you want to do. Right now, I'm seeing it as something that you want to do. You're trying to put an end towards something that you find difficult to maintain. You feel like it's hard to juggle, it's hard to balance, and so you're trying to end that energy. In your recent past, you have the basically the Page of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So what this speaks about is, in your recent past, you might have been provided with an opportunity that you have passion for. You want to put movement behind it, but you're not sure how to do that yet. It's at the very beginning stages. There might be your life with the World card, with all the cards here that we've reviewed so far. It looks like there's a situation that you're passionate about and that you're not sure how to put action behind it. But in your recent past, you might have received some communication or an idea, a thought, or news that something is going to be changing. You might have also received an opportunity on creating something that you're passionate about, and you're not sure how to go about that as of yet. So you're trying to really use your internal guidance and your internal strength to balance out the energies and put movement into what you find to be motivating and inspiring for you. In the your crowning energy, what you have is the Three of Swords with the Chariot card. So what this speaks about is you're thinking heavily about the past hurts that you've had, possibly a lot of the current hurts as well, and you want to move away from that energy. You're trying to bring a balance to it, and or not being able to make this, not being able to figure out a strategy on how you want to move forward is causing you some difficulty, some heartache, and you're trying to leave that energy. You want things to be warm, happy, and balanced, and fair. In your near future, you have the King of Pentacles in the reverse and the Emperor to clarify that. And what this speaks about is not really putting action towards something, but you want to figure out how to take ownership of it, how to start to control the situation so that it's a benefit for you and the people that you care about in your environment. But you're not sure how to do that yet, or you might be hindrance. There might be something or someone in your environment that is causing a hindrance for you of some sort. You see yourself as the Lovers, clarified with the Tower. You see yourself that you've came through a lot of challenges and that you're still able to love and be kind and show compassion towards others. You might also be in the middle of something, potentially a love relationship with the Lovers here that needs to end, or you might have found out something that was kind of devastating for you, that you weren't expecting, and now you're trying to figure out how do you make that next move forward, how do you clear out that energy so that you can be happy and healthy, and you can enjoy life again. Other people see you as the King of Chalices, clarified with the Two of Swords. So other people see you as that you're a loving person, but you're trying to figure out your way right now. You might be in a lot of mental conflicts, and people might be noticing that. You might be having people providing you with different sides of the same story, and people in your environment might see that you're trying to balance those energies. You're trying to be fair and just with the situation that you're presented with, but you're trying to approach it in a loving way. And because of maybe the people involved, you might love one or two or both sides, or something in relation to the fact that there's multiple people having different angles, different perspectives of a same situation, and you're trying to approach it out of love, and you're having difficulty finding a way to communicate that, or other people might see that you're having difficulty communicating that to them or with them regarding how you feel about the situation or the way that they're presenting themselves in the situation. You might have noticed me laugh at the beginning because what you're fearful of or hopeful for is kind of being stuck. I laugh because these two energies, the Hanged Man and the Fool, they are optimists and pessimists, in my opinion. I feel like the Hanged Man is the pessimist. Like, he doesn't know what to do, so he's just not going to do anything. He's just going to sit there and wait, and he's not really wanting to take any action. He has himself tied up. And then you have sorry. And then you have the Fool card, which speaks about, even though you don't know how to proceed, you're going to take that leap of faith with the expectation that Spirit's going to catch you. You are somebody who, you might be spiritual or somewhat religious, or that's something that you might be developing, and you're kind of going back and forth with the energy of if it's trustworthy or not, if it's balanced and fair or not. How do you make your next move? And I think that's probably what's why you're trying to gain this internal strength from as well, because you're fearful of not knowing what to do, and you're wanting to take actions out of faith and make decisions out of faith, but you don't want it to be the wrong choice, and so you kind of just you leave yourself kind of hanging and not knowing what to do, so you don't do anything. You're trying to make a decision of something, so you're kind of like, it seems like you're stuck of not knowing how to do it. Like, you have something that you're passionate about, but you don't know really how to move forward. And you're trying to figure out what's the best way, the most fair and balanced way for you to move forward, to make things seem fair or bring balance to a difficult situation. And you don't want to make the wrong choice. So at this time, you might not be making any choice, which again is making a choice, not making a choice, or making a choice. Either way, it's still making a choice. So your final outcome, should everything remain the same, you now have the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Chalices, and she speaks about thoughts of love, being loving and compassionate, being caring for somebody. And then to clarify that, you have the Lover's card clarified with the Seven of Swords. So there might be somebody in your environment that you love, but you feel like they're trying to get away with something. There might be being shady or sneaky, and you're just trying to figure out how do you approach them in a loving manner, because you do love and care for this person. You just don't feel like what they're doing is right or fair. And you want to speak your truth without being hurt hurtful towards that person or the situation. And you might be feeling like you have to pick sides, and you might love all people involved and have a concern for all people involved. So you just want to communicate in a loving and fair way. And it looks like you're going to be able to find that balance. I think that if you spend time with your internal energy and kind of, because you have the High Priestess here and the Strength card. So I feel like if you use your intuition and you approach a situation out of love and fairness for all people involved, I feel like eventually you will be able to be led in what direction to follow and which direction to go. If you look here, the hangman is sitting there with his back towards us, and the Fool sitting there like, come on, we can do this. It's going to be okay. The Fool card, that energy of openness, where you're trusting spirit, you're not sure what to do. You're trying to let that energy, or you might be feeling that that energy is starting to grow in momentum, and it's allowing this Fool card where you're not knowing what to do, and you're kind of like paralyzed out of too much information, paralyzed out of not knowing how to make a decision. It's slowly starting to dissipate. So it looks like here to me, there's a situation that you might have been provided with something, and it's something that you're passionate about, but you want to be fair and to bring balance in a situation, and you're just trying to figure out what's the best way to speak that truth, what's the best way to speak your truth, and what's the best way for you to put action forward in that situation. So for the signs that we have here, we have Gemini, we have Scorpio, let's see, we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. With the Pentacles here, we have, sorry, I am so sorry. We have, sorry, got space out for a second. It's very important that you are able to sit in your own energy and make a balanced and fair decision for you, not as much for the people in your environment. It's important that you speak your truth in a loving way, but where you're being true to yourself, more so than worried about other people's energies and how they're going to interact with that. You're facing a hard situation where you don't know how to communicate your truth in a loving way because the people in your environment might not be being fair and honest. And even though you love them, you're seeing that they're not being fair and honest. And that's a hard pill for you to swallow, because you want it to be fair, you want it to be balanced. And because you love this person, you don't want to hurt their feelings, but at the same time, you know that there's a truth that they need to hear, and you don't know how to deliver that truth to them. And that's causing you to kind of have this mental conflict. Okay, sorry, we're going to go ahead and go back to the signs that we're seeing here. The swords, we have Aquarius, Gemini, and sorry, I've had a really long day. I'm sleepy, guys. Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And then with the Pentacles, we have our earth signs. That's our cups. The cup signs is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Wands here. Actually, you have all of the signs. You have the swords, which is the air. You have the Pentacles, which is your earth signs. Capricorn, Aquarius. Hold on, sorry. Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. And then you have your swords. We already went over swords. You have lovers on here twice, which is the Gemini card. You have a lot of cups here. You also have Leo with the strength card here. With all the pentacles again, that's the Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Tower sometimes can speak about Scorpio. And then, yeah, you have the cups, the wands, the swords, Pentacles, you have all of the signs. So you might be dealing with like any of these signs. So my best advice to you, more than focusing on, because we all have like, in the link below, there's a link to doing a birth chart. In that birth chart, you can find out your sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, Mars, all of the signs that you'd be interested in. So keep in mind that just because you might know somebody in your life that is a sun sign of any sun sign, that person also might have other elements that play into it. So just because somebody has a sun that is an earth sign, they might have a rising that is a sword sign, which is the oh my god, I'm so sorry, you guys. It's late for me right now, and it's been a long day. So just know that just because somebody has like their sun sign might be one sign, their rising might be another, might be an opposite of that. So I always try and tell everybody, don't focus on the sign so much, focus on the energies, because a lot of times like your rising is going to display more so than your sun sign is a lot of the times, depending on like the where we are with like the moon cycle and stuff. And I'm sorry, but I'm not good with that elements of things. And then you have the Emperor here, which again is all the signs. So, and the High Priestess, she uses her intuition a lot, but she also has the ability to use all of the elements as well. So you could be dealing with really anybody, anyone. I wouldn't say really to focus on the sign so much. I would say focus on the energies. My best advice for you is to figure out what your truth is more than the truth of those around you. Use your energy to primarily see what your truth is. I always tell everybody, don't give your power away to a reading, a reader, or anything else. We've all been blessed with the ability to have free will, and we all have our internal guidance system. So follow that for your best guidance. And even though it gets uncomfortable at times, even though it gets uncomfortable at times, if you just calm yourself down and sit in that energy and see what spirit wants to make you aware of, and if you get an insight to something, figure out what that means to you more so than the people in your environment. Even though like family and friends, they are important to us, we are the ones that are living our life. We are the ones that are going to be making our bed and lying in it, right? Yeah, and you have all the elements here. So for me, it's really difficult to say like this is the sign you're dealing with because all of the elements are here. And when I try and focus on what elements that is, I'm like kind of lost in it because they're all here. So I can't tell you the exact signs that you're more than likely dealing with. I'm sure you're dealing with a lot of different people, a lot of different conflicts. A lot of people might not agree to your thought process on things or the way that you want to go about things, but you have to live and speak your truth. You have to be honest and true and fair to yourself, more so than trying to allow somebody else to have strength over you, and to kind of push their opinion onto you. So my best advice here is to sit with yourself. Spirit's really advising you to sit with yourself about what it is that you're having difficulty in putting action behind, and figure out what truth is for you in that situation. Just because you love somebody doesn't mean that they're always going to be fair and honest. But you feel like it's important to be fair and honest. So you have to live and speak your truth, and allow spirit to guide you, allow spirit to guide your words. This is kind of a heavy energy. I would like to go ahead and pull an oracle card. We're going to use the Mystical Shaman. Give just one moment. Sorry, I wasn't expecting this, but I feel guided to give you some additional messages. So we're going to see what Spirit wants to let us know today. Aquarius, October 2020. Aquarius, October 20. And having all of the elements here, I would say that you are probably somebody that might have multiple elements in your chart. And you might know people in your environment that has multiple energies in their chart as well. And that might cause difficulty for you. You might find it difficult on knowing how to approach people. But that's why I say just follow your intuition, follow your internal guidance system so that you can start to put action behind this inspiration that you're receiving, whether it be to communicate something or do something. Follow your internal guidance. So as a it's more like, it's not a pre-message because we already got started on the message, but it's an advice, okay? You have the gatherer, which was in the reverse, and the staff. So what this speaks about to me is the gatherer. Right now, you're not putting things together. Right now, you're not going and collecting the things that you need to or want to help you put action, or you're not at that point where you're gathering the things, the tools, the information, the communications to put action behind what you're trying to build. But with the staff here, it's telling me it's something that is starting to grow. It's going to blossom. It's going to become nurturing for you. And it's going to eventually inspire you to, like, you might find yourself talking to somebody and it just comes out. It just falls out of your mouth when you're not expecting it. And that's because your spirit, you have the ability to see elements and sides, multiple different sides, where some people in a situation might be just focused on their side. They might not be able to see all the different perspectives, but you can. And so at some point in the near future, or you might have recently communicated your truth about what you see as fair and what you feel like needs worked on potentially. The rainbow just came out, and I feel like that you're trying to bring in fairness. You're trying to clear out the negative energies because you want to be happy and you want the people in your environment to be happy. And I think that's what's causing you difficulty right now, is because you might not be agreeing with the way that somebody's behaving, but you also don't want to make them feel badly about it. And then we have the flow card. You just need to go with the flow, and you need to allow yourself to be yourself. You need to embrace the information that divine is providing. With the Fool card, I think you're fearful of putting action behind that. You don't want to communicate what spirit is sharing with you. And then we have giveaway and the tree of life. So once you share this information with somebody, it's going to help them to grow. Even though it's going to be difficult or uncomfortable for them to hear, your words that you share with them is going to give them an opportunity to think about what you're saying, and it might actually shed a light on them, for them, so that they kind of monitor their behavior, so that they might change the way that they're behaving and speaking. And then we have mini paths and the smoky mirrors. So there's a lot of different ways that you can deliver this message or this action that you're wanting to take. There's multiple different avenues. And you might not be clear on it. And that's why you're trying to gain clarity right now. But I feel like if you quit being so hesitant, and if you just be yourself and go with the flow, it's going to clear out that fogginess so that you do know how to move forward, so that you do know how to communicate that truth. Otherwise, you're going to just keep sitting in that energy, and you're going to, it's just going to pop out unexpectedly and possibly not in the way that you're wanting it to. So we have the drum and the ghost dance. So what this speaks about to me is that truth is bubbling to the surface. And even though right now you can kind of maintain it and keep it at bay, at some point it's going to overflow and burst out. And then you might be left of feeling badly about the way that you communicated something. But then somebody in your environment that received that communication is going to cause them to have an internal reflection so that they know how to move forward and so that they improve going forward as well. So we're going to have one more shuffle, and then we'll pull the cards. And we have fire and the child. So you might be younger, or this might be in regards to a family situation, and or this might be relating to a child in your environment. And this energy is causing you to get a lot of fire energy, which is like force, like passion, but I'm not seeing it in a good way. Like something is happening in your environment that's not sitting well with you, and you're trying to approach that person who's behaving or speaking in a loving way, but the way that they're behaving is causing you to really feel angry inside and frustrated. And at some point, if you don't approach it and just have that awkward conversation to say, hey, this is how I feel, this is what I think about what's going on, you might just explode on this person in a way that you don't intend to. So let's see. October 2020 for Aquarius. October 2020. You have the Rainmaker. So you have the ability to create a clear situation. So think about what the rain does, right? It comes in and it cleans out all that negative toxins that's in the air. It removes all of the dirt and chaotic things, and it makes life just a little bit better for us in our environment. It grows things, it nurtures things. And then you have the Jaguar and the Hummingbird. So you're trying to bring in a fairness, you're trying to bring in balance with somebody who is not, they're not being kind, they're not being loving, they're not displaying the characteristics that you expect or would hope from them. And even though you keep trying to approach them in a loving way, in a gentle way, your delicateness is actually allowing them to kind of stay in that Jaguar energy. And at some point, you might just be overtaken by that Jaguar energy where you start to internalize it and you become part of the Jaguar, where you're going to fight fire with fire in a way. So I would say for you to just stay in your energy, to continue to be the person that you are. And before it gets to that point, communicate your truth in a loving way, because that's who you are. You want things to be fair and balanced and truthful. You want things to be loving, and you want things to be fair. You want to be able to enjoy things, and you like to have things that are fun and light and loving. And the energy that you're around is kind of frustrating and a little bit chaotic. And so I feel like if you don't speak up and use your words, that energy is just going to continue to grow and grow and grow to where it comes into your energy. And now at some point, you're going to be coming from being a hummingbird, of being gentle and loving and nurturing and just fun and loving and kind, to then being Jaguar, where you feel like you have to protect something and you're going to do it in maybe not the kindest way. Because I feel like you might kind of have your back against the wall in a form. And when we get cornered, then we fight, we strike. So don't let people change your energy. Continue to be the person that you are, and have an honest conversation with the people that you need to, so that you feel like there's fairness and balance, so that you can be happy and joyful in your environment again, instead of being overwhelmed by this negative energies. And just approach the situation that you're feeling yourself in conflict with, so that this person or situation or group of people know that that they need to change their behavior and their attitude, because it's impacting you and it's not fair. So and make sure that you're speaking with spirit and using your internal guidance to get that resolved. I hope this message has been helpful for you. We're going to go ahead and close out this energy with cleaning, we're going to close out this reading by cleaning out our energy. It's kind of heavy, so if you can just go ahead and take a deep breath and relax, and go ahead and inhale and exhale as it feels comfortable to you. You are internally guided. You are blessed and protected. So sit in that energy and find truth within yourself and find a way that you can communicate that in a fair and loving way, so that you don't allow your energy to be overtaken by others. Inhale and exhale as it feels comfortable to you. Okay, Aquarius, this has been your reading for October 2020. If this reading has resonated, please like, share, and subscribe if you've not already done so. I'll see you again next time. Thank you.